Hello again, my most amazing artists. Today, we're going to be starting a project that has to do with something that all of K through second grade is talking about right now, which is pollinators. We have spent some time making some art about pollinators like bees and butterflies. But now what we're going to do today is we're going to make the bees and butterflies best friends. Can you guess what that is? If you guessed flowers, you might be right. Today, we're going to be talking about making some paper flowers. But in order to do this, we need to know a few things. The first thing we need to know is what are analogous colors. Now, normally, this isn't something I talk to until about 4th or 5th grade, but we want to use analogous colors in our project. So if we take a look here at this color wheel, we see colors in rainbow order that are next to each other. 3 colors that are next to each other on the color wheel, 3 to 5, but we're going to stick with 3 today. 3 to 5 colors that are next to each other on the color wheel are a color scheme called analogous colors. So you might see colors like yellow, yellow-green, and green. These 3 colors are analogous. You might see red, red-orange, and yellow-orange. You might see violet, blue-violet, and blue. Okay, and these 3 colors could be together. Now, what you cannot do is take blue and violet and throw in an orange, because this orange is not next to this color and it is not analogous. So in order to make our art today, you need to pick 3 analogous colors. I'll show you what I have done here. Okay, for this project, you're also going to need a pair of scissors, a pencil. This part's important, especially one that doesn't have a broken eraser would be very helpful, and a glue stick. Okay, now in order to do this project, you are going to need 9 squares, okay, but they're different sizes. So let's talk about that. You are going to need 3 large squares, and you can see this color here that I picked is like a blue-green almost, or a teal. And then you are going to need 3 medium squares. 1, 2, 3. And then the next color is going to be 3 smalls. Okay? You're also going to get a small green square of paper so that you can glue all your tissue paper onto this to make a base. Just like that, okay? So let's find out how we're going to use these. Again, I have 3 small, 3 medium, and 3 large. And all of these are going to be used in a very similar way, but we're going to start with the largest ones first, so I'll set these aside, and we're going to need this green sheet of paper. On here, I'm going to head and writing my name, and you're going to want to write your teacher's name too, or this might not come back to you. So also write your teacher's name on the back. Okay, and then you can flip that over. Now, here's how I'm going to begin my flower. If you want your flowers to have petals or some sort of texture to them, okay, you can do that. If you're in kindergarten or if you have a little trouble cutting, you can avoid cutting at all, and you can make a flower just out of these squares, and it will still look nice as long as you kind of organize them correctly. But if you would like to cut, I like to take all 3 pieces, stack them up, and I'm going to fold them in half both ways. So I might go side to side, crease, and then top to bottom, crease. Now, it's really important that when you cut on the correct side. So if you think you might get it wrong or you're confused, just don't do this step or ask for help. I'm going to cut on this side, the side that all the papers are open on, so it's not folded on this side, okay? And then I might just cut some wavy or bumpy lines. Nothing too fancy. That looks pretty good to me. I'm going to set my scrap paper aside and open this up, and you'll see I have some petal-y shapes. okay? And I'm going to glue those down. Here's how I do this. Even if it's just a regular old square, I'm going to take my pencil, the eraser part, set it in the middle. Now I'm going to reach around and pull all that paper up around my pencil just like that, okay? It's okay if it gets wrinkly. It's going to make it look more realistic. You just don't want to get crumpled. So we're going to take our glue stick and we're going to apply it on our eraser after the pencil has been put inside the paper. Please don't just add glue to your eraser. You want it on the tissue paper, okay? Now I'm going to find the middle of this square and I'm going to place it in the center. And I can kind of use my eraser opening this up and kind of tap that down where I want it, okay? If it feels sturdy, great. If it doesn't, add more glue and try again. Let's see it again. Wrap it up, just like so. Add some glue. Find the middle, stick it in. Tap it on. If you need to use your finger, you can. Okay, and I kind of like to put mine opposite direction. So if I've got one side that's a little bit longer, I kind of go back and forth, back and forth. Adding glue to the bottom. Stick it in the middle. Tap it down. Okay, there are my first 3 petals. Now I need to add some more. I get my medium squares. If I want to cut these, I need to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to fold it top to bottom, side to side. And on this one, I think all I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of curve a little bit. And then I'm just going to go snip, 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 snip. All the way around that edge, making sure again that you are not on the folded side, that you're on the open side. That way when you open it, you don't have holes in your paper. If that happens, it's okay, you can get more. And if it's a little hole, we're just gonna keep stacking them, so we might not even notice, okay? Now, again, same thing. So I'm just gonna finish this out and you watch. I'll speed up this video. Okay, now I'm getting that very last one stuck on. You can see I went from my biggest square to my medium square to my littlest square. And now I've got a pretty good looking flower. If it seems like it sits really flat, it's okay to kind of bunch it up and kind of squish it together like this. If it doesn't come up off your paper and have a lot of texture and value, you want it to have some good form and kind of spring up like a real flower. Okay, so these look pretty good. Remember, you're picking 3 colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. They're analogous colors. So pick colors that you think are going to work well together, that you really enjoy. Okay, and I hope that you really have a good time making your own flowers. And remember, even if you don't cut, it's okay. You can still make a really nice one. Okay, all right. And what we're going to do when we're finished with all these is we're going to put them on display with all the pollinators that we have been making. So I hope you have fun, and I'll see you next time.